Hey, this is Bill and Susan flying first class on Alaska Air on a red-eye flight from Honolulu to Seattle. To be honest, it's not one of the best in-flight meals we've had, but take a look at how Alaska Air made it all right on What I Ate. Warning, this video only focuses on the food options of Alaska Airlines. There will be no ride to the terminal shots, no gratuitous walk through the airport, no long takeoff sequences, no exploration of the seat or utility pockets. Just tasty things.
I had just requested P.O.G juice, passion fruit, orange, and guava on Alaskan Airlines flight from Honolulu to Seattle. I also had them put a little bit of Bacardi rum into it. Don't know if they've mixed this before, but it makes a really nice rum punch with a tropical flavor to it. That's nice. I would have preferred to mix my drink with a good Jamaican rum like Ray & Nephew's Overproof White Rum or even Appleton Estates, but you gotta make do with what you have available. On this flight they only had Bacardi. I also see they have Jack Daniel's Whiskey, Buffalo Trace Bourbon Whiskey, Glen Farkless Single Malt, Scotch Whiskey, and of course I just had the Bacardi Rum, and they have Aviation Gin and Tito's Handmade Vodka. I've had their Great Lake Hazelnut Espresso Vodka when I did my mixing white Russians on Alaska Airlines first class video. And they also have Five Farms Irish Cream. I think I'm going to make a Five Farms Irish Creams Irish coffee sometime later. That sounds delicious. The tropical flavors are a nice reminder of our stay here in Hawaii as we fly on our way back home to the east coast of the United States. I'm gonna have to make that at home. They're getting ready to serve the complimentary in-flight meal. Susan and I both ordered the pastrami sandwich. I forget whether it's going to be served hot or cold, but we'll find out soon. Oh, thank you very much.
Do you need some more P.O.G juice?
Not at the moment. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. That's a very warm and gooey chocolate chip cookie. And the pastrami sandwich is served hot with cheese all melty and gooey as well. I'm gonna start with the fruit. Grapes are served with a little bit of stem on them. Kind of interactive. It's a little bit sour by my taste, but it's still got enough sweetness. It's not like really sour, but a little bit tart. Apple slice. I noticed the apple slice is not turning brown, so they might have treated it with a little lemon juice or something. I think that was a red delicious apple. A little on the sweet side, and not too sweet. I usually like Cosmic Crisp. Strawberries. Now, during this trip, we've had a good history of getting nice, fresh, sweet strawberries over in Hawaii. Let's see if we can keep this winning streak. Oh yeah, that's a nice, well-ripened, deep red strawberry. Okay, let's give this pastrami sandwich a try. Hopefully it doesn't drip anything on me. Whoa. I'll move forward till it drips on the tray. Okay, it's not Katz's Deli, but it's a tasty sandwich. Got a few slices of pastrami, what looks like cheddar cheese, and maybe some mozzarella or provolone on top. Nice and melty on a crispy and hot ciabatta roll with a little bit of semolina on top. As in previous Alaska Airlines flights, we get nice cloth napkins and real stainless steel cutlery, knife, fork, and a spoon. The chocolate chip cookie is so melty, hot, and gooey. I had to break off a piece because if I tried to pick up the whole cookie, it would just fall apart in my hands. I guess normally you would just eat it right out of the little paper bag that it comes in, or the paper sleeve. Nice sweet chocolate chip cookie. This is a messy one. This is gonna melt chocolate all over your fingers. I'll cut over to Susan in a little moment after she's gone through her meal, just to hear what she thinks of it.
I decided to have my meal with plain water, no ice. I'm biting into this pastrami sandwich. It's a warm ciabatta roll. And first off, the bottom layer is the roll, split in half, and there seems to be some kind of orangey, creamy dressing on it. Can't quite identify it. It's not Thousand Island. There's no pickle in it. A few slices of pastrami. The pastrami is good. The roll is good. Don't really care for the dressing. First of all, there's way too much of it. And generous slices of cheese, and I think they also slathered it with mayo and then topped with the warm ciabatta. Like I said, the ciabatta is very good. It's excellent. Nice crunch, nice soft and warm in the inside. And I like the pastrami, but sorry, I think I'm going to have to open up the sandwich and scrape off some of the dressing.
I think Susan did a better analysis of this sandwich. Yeah, the bottom layer is some kind of a Thousand Island dressing. I mistook that for cheddar cheese. Yeah, it's a little bit gloppy. I don't know if this is meant to be a Reuben. I don't see any sauerkraut or anything. The pastrami is nice. It's got a pleasant, smoky taste to it. I think the real star of the sandwich is the ciabatta roll. Nice and crispy, fluffy. It's got a good texture. We'll turn to Susan later after she's finished most of her sandwich. I'm also going to continue on and finish up the meal and then dig into that cookie. Yeah, this is a sloppy sandwich. This is the kind of sandwich where you're going to have to follow up with a moist towelette to wipe your hands because of all the juicy stuff oozing out of it. I suppose one way to get around the juicy stuff oozing from the sandwich is to eat it with a knife and fork, I guess. Speaking of knife and fork, I'm thinking I might approach the chocolate chip cookie with a knife and fork and maybe even using a spoon, because yeah, it's really getting chocolate all over my fingers, or I'll just eat it from the little paper sleeve.
First of all, even after scraping most of the mayonnaise off and some of the dressing, I really couldn't finish the sandwich. I left the bottom bun, and you can see there's a congealed ball of goo. That's why I think that they just put a lot of mayonnaise on it. It's just really unsettling. Anyway, I did enjoy the apple. It's either a West Coast P.O.G apple or a Honey Crisp. Surprising to me, the P.O.G apple tastes different on the East Coast and the West. The West Coast has some sweeter P.O.G. As for the strawberry, if I could hazard a guess, I think it's Maui grown. Yeah, perfectly ripe, very sweet. In Hawaii, most of the fruit is imported, but this one, because of the sweetness, I would really suspect it's Maui grown. The grapes are nice and crisp. Now moving on to the chocolate chip cookie. Not as many chocolate chips as I put in my own. Nice and soft, the addition of brown sugar. The cookie has cooled a bit, so when it's still this soft, yeah, it's due to the brown sugar in it. And you can see ample chocolate chips. It's a high percentage of cacao, almost like a bit, little past bittersweet. As I said, I've baked a few thousand cookies in my time, so yeah, this is a good. They do use a good quality chocolate for this. So, as far as chocolate chip cookies go, this is a very good cookie.
I don't know how Susan's able to keep her cookie intact. Mine was just falling apart, so I'm just gonna spoon it off of the paper sleeve. It's a nice warm chocolate chip cookie. If I had the forethought of this, I would have asked for a glass of milk to go with this. This would be perfect. Let's see if milk is even on the beverage menu. I think the last time I flew coming to Hawaii, we got a sort of a dairy creamer in little packets. Yeah, they don't have any. You can't get a glass of milk. They just have a complement of juices and soft drinks. And with the hot beverages, you can order a dairy or oat milk creamer. So no glass of milk with this chocolate chip cookie. Yeah, chocolate chip cookie and rum is not a good combination.
Yeah, all in all, of the meal, I enjoyed the fruit and the cookie best.
Yeah, we're sad that the sandwich wasn't the best meal we've had on Alaskan Airlines. We're also a little apprehensive on the second leg of the flight because we were notified that due to a catering error, our hot meal would not be available on the second leg of our flight, and then they basically told us we'd be getting a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Well, not peanut. Yeah, we're going to. I was texted a message saying that due to the catering error, we will have a croissant spread with delicious cashew butter and jam, along with your fruit and cheese plate.
So I'm keeping my fingers crossed to see what the leg of the flight from Seattle to Virginia is going to be like. Hopefully we will get our hot meal instead of a PB&J.
It's okay. We like PB&Js. We consume them regularly.
I mean, sure, it may be a fancy croissant and nut butter and jam, but it's still a PB&J.
That's what travel adventures are made of, little surprises.
I've had this tea for a few minutes on my tray table, and it's still scalding hot. But it's a nice black tea. Tastes like Lipton or Red Rose or any other commercial tea bag.
It's a chunky style guacamole. Made some scrambled eggs with taco meat and some green onions and cheese. Okay, I don't think that's taco meat. I think it's crumbled chorizo. Trying some of the granola. Toasted oats, brown sugar, almonds, apple chips, raisins, shavings of coconut, toasted coconut, and some walnuts.
I looked over the baked good offerings. The best thing there, I think, the one that looked most inviting was the blueberry scone. And I'm settled in with some plain Greek yogurt topped with lots of granola. So, very happy with that. Also got my mocha. Delicious. And of course I got my fruit bowl. There's a lot of people here now and then. There's someone constantly refilling. So this is the most full fruit bowl I ever took, because of course you have to leave some for other people. But since there's someone refilling, I just went to town.
What's in there?
And cantaloupe, honeydew, and grapes. No strawberries here.
No pineapple?
No pineapple.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. No, no pineapple.
It'll have to do.
Yeah, it'll do very nicely.
Susan got me a blueberry scone. It's a good scone, nice and buttery. Lots of blueberries. A little bit of sanding sugar on top. I initially thought this was roast beef, but apparently it's pastrami. It tastes okay. It's got the texture of bologna. Very tender, easy to bite into. A little bit of fat on the edges. Probably an artificial smoke flavor. I wish that Seattle would have the same kind of rolls that we saw at the Alaska Lounge in San Francisco. Picked up some steel cut oats that I'm mixing in with some granola, brown sugar, and raisins. Picked up some steel cut oats that I'm mixing in with some granola, brown sugar, and raisins. Although we were really zoning out from the lack of sleep, the delicious coffee and hot food brightened our mood and gave us the energy to continue our journey. We'll be releasing the next leg of our trip home in a separate video. Thanks for watching, and please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. The next clip is a walkthrough of all the food options at Alaska Air's Seattle Lounge. Enjoy!